Approval of the agenda. We are going to add a public comment time as after the work session. So do I have a motion to approve the agenda as amended?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstained? Motion carries. Please join us for a moment of silence, and Councilmember Javed, will you lead us in the pledge?
I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, we are at our first public comment time. Has anyone signed up for public comment? No, nobody's here. Okay, let's move on. Interviews, welcome. Ms. Chandra, thank you for applying. Would you start with a 3-minute introduction? Just tell us a little bit about yourself, and then Ms. Connor will keep the time. And then we will go down and each ask a question, and then you can give a closing statement.
Okay, sure.
Great. Go ahead.
Set?
Yep.
So, my name is Neetu Chandra. I work for, I'm actually a resident of Manassas Park, and I work for Fairfax County as a space planner right now. I have a experience in architecture and degree from architecture school. It's from India, and most of the experience is from India. I had worked here for 7 years now. I volunteered in landscape company for 3 years, and then I worked in enrichment and state projects. Currently, I'm a part of the team where we manage 250 facilities for the Fairfax County. We take care of all the interior part of it, mostly the renovations. We also do the signage, and whatever the expertise I have I try to contribute into that. As my personal life, it's just me and my spouse. My parents are back in India, and they sometimes visit us. Hobbies-wise, I like to play chess, but not so frequent. What else? I like gardening. I like ikebana. I do flower arrangement sometimes. And yeah, this is all.
Great, thank you so much. We'll start with Councilmember Javed. Question, we'll do one question each going down.
Sure. Just to clarify, this is for the BZA and for the juvenile domestic?
Yes.
Both committees?
I actually asked for like which one, and then I didn't get any response. So yeah, I'm totally new for this position.
Yeah, just so I could gear
Yeah.
my questions towards
Yeah,
which
that's
committee.
right.
I guess we'll do one for each.
Yep.
So for the BZA committee, the board is zoning appeals. Sometimes you have to face the public and
Yeah.
with your decision. So how would you handle an incident where an individual might not agree with your ruling on the zoning appeal?
I usually ask what's the concern first, and then try to find a solution about it, and then try to convince them.
Yeah. Excellent. Thank you.
Do you want to ask your other question about the other?
Go right now?
Yeah, sure.
Oh. Well, I could come back for that one. Let me think about that.
Okay. I was going to ask a similar question to Councilmember Javed in terms of like what is the criteria that you would use to make a decision? So, these appeals are going to be tough decisions. People are going to be very emotional and passionate about their project, and especially if they get denied, right? And they wanted to have that go through. So, how do you kind of think about, the types of criteria that you would use to make those tough decisions?
It's totally new for me. I try to understand the situation first, and then empathize, and then no, sorry.
Okay, and I'm sorry. I know we're only in one question, but just kind of as a follow-up, if you have these two committees, are you personally drawn to one or over the other?
Yes, for the zoning, yes.
Okay, the zoning. Okay, and okay, I'll stop there. Thanks, and thank you for stepping up to serve.
Thank you.
Ms. Chandra, right?
Yes.
Thank you for coming and your willingness to be a part of one of the commissions.
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. You sealed my vote when you said chess. It's my favorite, my favorite board game. But let me ask you a question as far as the zoning, the board. Are you familiar, your work in Fairfax, are you familiarized with the zoning codes?
Yes, code analysis. I'm still learning at my job because I'm aiming for the architect's license.
Okay.
So I'm still working under the architects, and we usually do the egress diagrams. We usually try to even for the installing a signage, it needs to be a ADA.
Okay,
So we are learning through with the process.
fantastic. Yeah, thank you. I appreciate your willingness to serve.
Yes.
Yeah.
My question has to do with your thesis. You wrote on your resume that you were redesigning the waterfronts.
Yeah.
Can you tell me a little bit about that and what maybe zoning issues you ran into while doing that?
So the thesis is restoration of waterfront. In Mumbai, if you are aware of a city in Mumbai, it's a metro city in Mumbai. There are a lot of factories, especially the brick factories, which they would like to change into malls and other spaces. And they also they don't want to lose the historic way of the building. So they had like big chimney for the bricks, and which I tried to restore with the rebounding and everything, but we designed as a plaza around it, and yeah, that was the main part of it. So that was it.
Great. That sounds really cool. Thank you.
Okay, going back to what Councilmember Moore was discussing regarding zoning in Fairfax. How familiar are you with the zoning and regulations here in Manassas Park?
I have to read to the books, and I need to do some research.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Chandra. I appreciate you making an application for both. And like you and Mr. Moore there, I like chess as well. I'm very good at it. So, yeah, so
Oh.
lose or leave town.
And so is our city manager.
If you play me,
We need to have a tournament.
Chess club.
my conditions are lose or leave town. I'm that good. So anyhow, but I appreciate you making an application, and I do support your appointment to the board. Are you familiar with the comp plan at all?
Which one?
The
sorry?
the comprehensive plan through planning?
Yeah, planning, yes.
Okay.
But not the urban design. We do, I did some of the part in college, urban designing, but we do planning, like spaces.
Okay. So I'm definitely going to support your appointment. And I would like you in the future to consider also the planning commission as well. If their
Yeah.
appointment comes up in the future, I think
Yes.
you're suited for that as well. But thank you again.
Thank you.
Hi. Thank you for applying, and your resume is impressive.
Thank you.
So how long have you lived in Manassas Park?
4 years now.
4 years? Okay. What motivated you to apply for the position?
Here, just to serve the community, do my part at this, and yeah, get to know people around it. That's a one part too, but mostly it's just contributing to the community.
That's great. Thank you so much. I think all the other questions kind of have been really asked already, so thank you. That's all.
Did you have another one more?
Okay, so for the other committee, the juvenile domestic relations, so what do you see as a challenge, I guess, facing juveniles and families involved in domestic relations system?
I don't. No, I don't. I don't have any experience in that
Okay.
thing, but it's. I personally feel it's very challenging to take a decision on something.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm like little hesitant to take that position.
Oh, okay.
Anyone else? have
Hey,
any-
just a clarification for the clerk. Lena, the juvenile and family domestic relations, we already have someone in that spot, is that correct?
Thank you.
We did, but we don't.
Oh.
We haven't had anybody for a while.
Oh, okay, gotcha. All right, thank you.
Anyone else have any questions? No?
I know, thank you.
Do you want to make a closing statement? Take a couple minutes?
Um, uh, yeah, thank you so much for having me here. Just meeting you, it makes me very happy. Like, you guys are contributing so much of your time and energy, giving a Manassas Park a chance to explore. Like, people can come here and explore like what's Manassas Park. So it's really improving, and I can see last 4 years I can see how improvement has been here.
Well, thank you
Thank
so
you.
much. We
Yeah.
appreciate you applying and your interest in serving your community.
Thank you.
Thanks for coming out. All right, we have 10 minutes until Brian Nix. Do we want to break or?
Sure.
I don't want to get into a budget discussion and then
Right.
cut it short in 10 minutes.
That's fair.
All right, we will recess for 10 minutes or until Brian comes in and then.
Sounds good.
Sounds great.
Well, no.
Thanks for coming out.
Hello.
Hello. Hi.
We will begin if you want to give a 3-minute opening statement, kind of introduce yourself. Ms. Connor will keep the time. And then we will go down, starting with Swear, and we'll ask one question each, and then you can have a closing statement.
Okay. Well, why, I didn't have anything
Sure,
prepared.
just tell us about yourself. Why do you want to serve?
Okay. Well, I've lived in Manassas Park for, oh, it's loud. I don't think I need that. I've lived in Manassas Park for over a decade now, and I feel that it's time that I started, giving something back. My wife says that I'm not, that she doesn't want me to, become a firefighter or something like that. That's probably not in my wheelhouse or something like that. So I was just thinking of ways I could do to help my community. And can I have one of these?
Yeah, absolutely.
I was in the Army for 4 years, and that really changed my life. It was definitely the biggest turning point in my life, helping be part of a team, and now I'm working technically on the other side of DC, in Maryland at Siouxland Federal Center. I'm a statistician at the Bureau of Labor Statistics, and I've been doing that for about 10 years too, or a little bit over. And I'm married. I have 2 kids that are in the Manassas Park school system. Not sure what else I can say.
Great.
Good.
That's perfect. Thank you.
Hi, Brian. How are you doing?
I'm good. How are
It's
you?
good to see you. Nice familiar face. So what do you think, like, as far as your professional experience, what do you think you can contribute to this role or this committee? Like, what are some of your skills? Can you talk about them a little bit and some of your experience?
Well, I like to think that I'm good at analyzing things and hopefully finding different solutions to problems, and working with people. I mean, that sounds like something that would be interesting to me. I don't know much about, any of the things in particular, unless you have like a statistical math committee or something like that, but I'm willing to learn and help out in whatever way I can.
That's perfect. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mr. Nixon. Thank you for your service in the military. Do you work for the U.S. Census Bureau, statistics in the U.S. in that complex there?
I'm in the census building, but it's the Bureau of Labor Statistics. For now, we're in the Labor
Metroplex there,
Labor
what do they call
Department.
it?
But yeah, we're in the same building as the census.
I used to work in Lanham at 450 a long time ago. But I appreciate making an application inquiry. And is there a board you'd like to more focus on? Is there a specific one that you're leaning towards? Because they didn't send me, they didn't provide anything here. So is there a specific one, or are you just looking to? The city clerk sent me a few information about a few of the different openings, and I wasn't sure that any of them were right for me, but maybe they could be. But basically, I wanted to be available if anything came up that Comes up.
anything.
I'm sure there's something you can serve on. I mean, it's just great that you wanted to serve, so I appreciate that.
Okay,
So,
thank you.
Thank you.
One of the questions I had for the previous candidate was regarding zoning for the BZA, for the boarding zoning. Are you familiar with our regulations of Manassas Park?
Not really, no.
Okay, Thank you.
Right. So I know that you have a list of committees, but what would your ideal committee look like? If you could craft a committee that would be perfect for you to serve on, what would that look like?
I guess something where I could go out and, I don't know, look around, like if I were, if I needed to go and explore things and, come up with something that needs to be done about something, I guess. I'm not really sure how to put that. But I guess if I could be on a committee where I could use my math or analytical skills, that would be great. Or just my love of nature.
Great. Perfect. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Nix, for willing to serve on one of our commissions and for your service in the Army. I would argue, this is just me, that we have a hard time as a city, challenging time, trying to get people to volunteer for these boards and commissions. You have stepped up and have expressed your willingness. What can we do as a city to reach out to more people and try to get them engaged to volunteer and come forth and do like you've done tonight and serve on one of our commissions?
Well, it seems like a lot of people are involved in like the Facebook groups, or I imagine there's other social networks as well that I just happen to. Facebook's the one I'm on most. Obviously, the younger people are on different ones probably, but
Yeah.
I think that's a good way to have posts and encourage people to participate.
Fantastic. Appreciate that.
Well, Mr. Nix, thank you for coming out. Thank you for your service as well to our country. My question was just similar to the mayor's in terms of, it's what do you want to do, right? I always feel in volunteer work, when you're doing something you're passionate about, it doesn't really feel like work. Sometimes you want to do things like if your day job is very analytical and that's kind of like how you're oriented, and I feel like I'm in that bucket too. I want to do something that's like different. Some people want to do analytical stuff on both sides of the house in their day job and in their volunteer work, and other people are looking for like I don't want to say like an escape, but something different. So just something to think about as you peruse the options, and but generally speaking, thank you for stepping up to serve, and we hope that more people in the community will step up and serve in these boards, and so I appreciate you coming out. Thanks.
Okay.
Yes, good evening, Mr. Nix. Thank you for coming. I guess my question is, some of these boards and commissions are public-facing. So how would you handle a situation where the individual does not agree with the committee's ruling or any of these boards' rulings? How would you handle that situation?
I'm not sure. There's probably a protocol in place for airing of grievances or a time for their voice to be heard, whatever that may be. I don't know if these committees are open to the public or whatever, but the meetings themselves of them. But certainly the people should be able to express their opinions and make themselves heard. So we should certainly welcome that and see what we can do in everybody's best interests.
Okay. Sure. Thank you.
Does anyone else have, I know it's so loud. Does anyone else have one last question? All right. Would you like to give a closing statement? Anything you want to say?
No, thank you.
Okay. Well, thank you for applying. Thank you for coming out. We will get with you about what committee might be a good fit. And happy birthday to the Army this weekend.
Oh, yes. All right.
Thank you. Have a good night. All right, now we have our budget work session. So last time we had kind of divided evenly. So unless someone has changed their mind, has anyone changed their mind? No. Okay, then the spotlight is on Kevin.
Okay, so I appreciate, sorry, I was out unexpectedly last week, but I did have a chance to go back and review the recording and view the, arguments on both sides, pros and cons, the two options. So I think, I'm definitely a proponent of providing property tax relief to the citizens. I think that we need to do that. At the same time, I think we need to maintain adequate service levels, and particularly with the enterprise funds and the water and sewer expenditures that are projected for the next 3 years, I want to make sure that we have some revenue that's dedicated to that. I'm for the principle of having the enterprise funds be separate from the general fund. I would like to see, as we move forward, the accounting, or whatever you want to call it, be more transparent. I don't know, and there are some arguments that are brought up around, what is true cost recovery. I think that we need to have move toward a system where we have true cost recovery and less subsidy. That said, we know that these expenditures are coming into water and sewer, and the original number that I think we said was we would have to raise the rates 37% to get to zero, right? And we said, well, that's too painful to do in 1 year. So why don't we mitigate that and make it 10%? That's what we advertised. And then we said, okay, that's a lot as well. So let's go down to 6%. So I think the 655 is reasonable. And so I'm going to be in favor of the one set 655.
Okay, thank you.
I'll bring you a budget on the 24th.
Okay. All right.
That's it?
Well, we have a public comment time. No one's here, so we'll skip it, kind of. We just did it. Lucy, would you like to make public comment? Calvin? Josh?
Come on, Lucy.
No one? Okay.
Come on, Lucy.
All right. Does anyone else have anything they want to say for the good of Manassas Park? No.
Only I'd say as residents, make sure you vote next year.
Okay.
What's his name?
Absolutely.
Residents, make
Always
sure
be
you
voting.
vote next year.
Yes.
Next
year.
year, not
This year. Let's
And
actually
next
the
year.
primary is
I'm focused on next year.
okay. All right.
I have one last thing.
Please vote.
Yes.
Yes.
Just remind people, it's early, but we're having the Juneteenth celebration on
Yes.
Saturday, June 21st.
Yes. Excellent. All right. Motion to adjourn.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstained? Motion carries. We'll see everyone next week,
Yeah.
unless you're skipping it, and then we'll see you in 2 weeks.
And it's for Dean, right at 6.
Dean's party at 6.
Yes.
Hasib. Dean's party at 6. Yes.
Is he coming or is he going to be the?